This deck, I found it on Etsy a long time ago, and I got it from Russia, but the Russian version didn't have any booklet, and I liked the deck so much I want the booklet that came with it. So I decided to go ahead and just purchase the proper one from Llewellyn. All right. Okay, open it up. Okay, box is just a standard box, nothing special about it. I do not recall what I paid for it, but yeah, I just saw a minute ago this is an Italian deck, which is amazing because I am trying to collect different Italian decks, black and white decks, and Spanish decks, and they're getting harder and harder to find in the US because of all the damn tariffs. For example, there's a deck I want to pick up, and the shipping was like $90. Just a year ago, the shipping was around, I want to say, $40 or something like that, $30. Now it's $90. It's just total insanity. So they're just screwing us, aren't they? In which way they can. Not Switzerland. It's Trump and the Democrats, Republicans, with everything that they've been doing for the last couple of years, just really hurting the American people in a very bad way financially. I mean, they're driving us into the grave, right? Give me a second to try to open this up. Come on now. If you haven't been to my website yet, wordtothetwist.com, go check it out because I have so many decks now. They're organized by type of decks, by I can't open this is really hard to open, so just a heads up if you do buy this, it's not easy to open up. Oh, here we go. I just caught that, but even that is like it's tough. Oh, man, see what I mean? I'm really trying to fumble to get this thing open. But anyway, wordtothetwist.com, go there, click on deck reviews, and there are so many reviews I have now with a lot of black and whites, Marseille, Rider Waite, Golden Dawn, etc. I think you'll really enjoy it. All right, so here's the guidebook I've been interested in, as the one that I got was in Russian, like I said. And here they have a spread. It's a cross spread. Reminds me like Celtic cross, sort of, where the staff in the middle, where the staff usually sits up over on this end of the Celtic cross, but that is the vibe that I'm getting with this deck and with this spread. Okay, let's go through here. What else we got in this little guidebook? They have some meanings for you. They have what the cards mean. Now I'm seeing the word negative, so I don't think that's really reversed, is it? Well, there's the back of the cards, so the cards are definitely not something I would assume you read reverse, so it's all upright. And so the negative meanings, when you read a spread sometimes, you don't always have to have a reverse card to get a negative meaning. Depend on the position and what it means for that position. That will help you understand the full meaning with intuition, color, numerology, and the basic meaning of a card. So keep that in mind. And it's just really just a basic book, nothing too much, but it'll help. So that's a guidebook, nothing special. So let's go ahead and just get along with the review. All right, the card quality, yeah, I love it. It has a nice, like a cover or a coating on it, typical Llewellyn. So these cards will last. I like that. Nice quality. There's the back of the card up close. It's really, really nice. All right. Let me go ahead and split these cards out between the major and the minors. And by the way, if you see my reviews, you know what I will say this, but these extra cards, front and top, because it protects the actual deck itself from any type of damage. So keep them for that, or you can use them for bookmarks. All right, so let's go through here and split these out. All right. And then lately I've been doing something new. I have been sharing the minors where we lay them out, all the elements side by side, just to see how it looked compared, because I think it gives you a better way to actually review the deck to see how it interacts with the different elements. If you like that, let me know. I did it in the very beginning. I stopped doing it. I'm kind of going back to that again because I think it's just a kind of cool thing to do. All right, so they're ready to go. Let's go ahead and drop the camera down tight on this, and we will start the review and walk through this deck. All right, we kick it off with the Fool. I like the artwork. Next is the Magician. Then we have the High Priestess. I love the imagery here on the High Priestess. It's really cool. After that, we have the Empress. Beautiful. The Emperor. See, I like the fact how it's kind of very feminine and it has that nice feel to it. It's more of your older style decks where the new or kind of decks are really, I don't know what to say, but I don't like them. I like these type of decks. The Emperor, very masculine in energy. The Ram, Aries, totally can feel that in total control. The Hierophant. Okay. The Lover's card. Fighting for who you. That's a really cool rendition. Again, this is the Golden Dawn Tarot, so it's a little bit different than the Marseille and it's different than the Rider Waite. So just study it a little bit, but I just love the images on this card on this deck. They're really just different, and I really enjoy it. Like here, you see the chariot, then you have the crab there, the horses, this movement going into battle. You can just feel it. Where on the Marseille, it's all static, as well as the Rider Waite. Strength, Saber-tooth tiger. I'm assuming the Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune. That's cool. Justice, the Hangman, Death. The body parts are coming out of the ground because they will come back again. It's almost like a resurrection, right? Rising from the dead. So you're not buried and gone. Your remnants are still there. Your remains are still there because they're going to come back. Temperance. See the volcano in the background there? Gotta have balance and control and come through that. The devil. The tower. Really nice deck. I really love the artwork. I can't say that enough. The star. The moon. The sun. See the yods. Divine spark. It's like they come through the past and they are reborn anew. That's how I read the card. You can read it however you want, but that's how I'm seeing it right now. Judgment, the snake, the water. Is that blood in the water? Actually, it looks like a shed. That letter there, or an ion, maybe? Or multiple letters? I have to look it up, look closer at it, but I think those are Hebrew letters. I'm not quite sure, but it looks like it. Then you have the universe. All right, and so that is the major arcana. Now we'll go ahead and just run through the minors and see how they relate to one another. What I'm going to do also, whenever I share or teach tarot, is put them in an order where you can see what I'm talking about, okay? Because when you're reading minors, you have to understand that the only thing that's manifested in the material world is the coins. Everything else is a combination. So, in order to have a pentacle, you have to have thought, desire, feeling, and that then manifests into something, right? And so this is the Ace of Pentacles, right? A new idea, something new to do, a new love. The Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands is new desire, passions. It could be good or bad, right? Because it could also be like a kind of like an addictive type of desire, but it's a new desire nonetheless. And then you have the Ace of Swords, which is the mind, clarity, and that's why the crown is on top of the sword. Now we're going to go to the 2. And 2s are always around decisions. Now I don't know why a young person is represented in this card, but it's a choice balance of something. And they have the snake and the infinity symbol. Interesting card. The 2 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the 2 of Swords. Go to the 3. It's weird with the 3 now. I don't see I don't see how it goes from. Usually the tarot is in a storyline, right? Each card builds on the other, but I'm not too sure how this card builds on top of this card. I have to go look up that. So you have the 3, which is they're working like the Michelangelo feel, where he's working something, building something, right? Usually it's a car with the 3 people in it, and the craftsman is now working on his skill to build something from it. You have the 3 of Cups, which is around joy, happiness, and so forth. You have the 3 of Wands, which is expansion, and the 3 of Swords is heartbreak, right? Okay. The 4. The one thing too that's nice about having a lot of different decks when you start studying tarot, when you lay them out, different decks with the same number or the same card, you can see how the meaning is derived, because it allows you to look at it deeper, right? So here you have the 4 of Pentacles. He sits on the box with the key. Nobody can get in except for him. The 4 of Cups. The 4 of Wands. And then the 4 of Swords. Resting. That's interesting. The 5s. Oh, I love that one. That's a really cool card. The 5 of Swords. You see how he basically took out the enemy? See the different vibe you're getting with this deck? Okay. Now we'll go to the 6s. Oh my god. Head on a platter. Yep. No more problems for her, is there? That's an interesting card. 6 of Wands. Victory. Okay, I can feel that. And then the 6 of Cups. And again, the 6 of Pentacles. Now we're going to go to the 7. Yeah, dreaming, what choice do I make? Huh. Interesting. 8. I haven't read with this deck a lot, but I just really want to get a US copy because I want the guidebook. I want to. I love the imagery. I want to start using it more and more in my readings. I don't know. I just connect with it. It's a cool deck. Here are your 8s. Now we'll go to the 9s. Whoops. Little lady. That's a different take. And then we go to the 10s. Pentacles looks like marriage or something. Doesn't have a generational wealth feel to it. 10 of Wands. Oh, the dog just attacked maybe or something. And then the 10 of Swords. Samson, it's over. Bring it all down. Now we're going to go to the court cards. The Princess. So the Princess, I'm assuming, is like the Page, is what I think. I'm not 100% certain, but that's what I'm going with. So the next card is what? The Prince, which I'm assuming is like your Knight, maybe? Or your King. The person looks more mature, but they're riding on an animal. Huh. We got next is the queen. I know that with this type of tradition, with these cards, the core cards are different. I don't quite understand them yet. I'm still kind of learning the vibe of the Golden Dawn type of stuff, or those type of like the Hermetic Tarot and things like that. I just think it's always good to learn different ways of reading cards. And then we have the Knight. So I'm assuming this is your king. So the prince is like the king, I'm assuming. And then your knight comes last in the suit. You can really feel the energy in these. These are more of your passive cards. These are definitely active cards. You can feel it. I'm curious. Let me see something real quick. Now that I have the book, I can actually look it up. So, like with the wands, for example, the princess, fiery desire, passionate, youthful, that would be like a page. The prince is traditionalism, nobility, religious, and so forth, which would be like the king, because it's mature authoritarianism as well. It's that mature type of feeling. The queen, cordial, charm, power of attraction, that's standard. And then the knight is a knight. It's lively activity, generosity, sudden arrival. So it has that even violence, right? Flaring dispute, the Knight of Wands. And so it has that same type of energy as a knight. So that's how you'd read with this deck, is that the prince becomes the king, and then the princess is the page, and then the prince is the king. Okay, so just keep that in mind if you ever use this deck. All right, so let's go ahead and just see how this deck shuffles, and compared to the other one, it should just be wonderful. Let's find out here in a sec. Okay, let's find out. Yeah, no problems there, right? Let's try it again this way. Yep. Yeah, these Llewellyn decks, I mean, they all have that really nice feel to them. They really use nice card stock. Yeah, it even, even on a bridge shuffle is really nice. How about like yep, overhand shuffle is good. Let's go this way with it. Yeah, they stick together nicely. And let's just do a one card read, just pull the cards and see what its message is for us, from this little quick review. The Six of Pentacles, right? So the vibe I'm getting here with this card is that you have a lady who is willing to share with others. And that's the message that I'm feeling, because even the dress is pink, and pink usually represents humanity. And you have the crops, right, that have been ready to be collected in order to turn into grain. And so it's really around giving to others. And so I would say for a message this week is to really, with people having a hard time, if you have excess of anything, share it, right? Because what comes around goes around. So when you pay it forward, all is going to come back. Now, don't do it out of a idea that you'll get something back. Do it because you want to. Do it because you really care about your fellow man. And when you give in that way, then the rewards are wonderful. Now, just for the heck of it, I want to go see what this book says to see if my vibe is right. Let's go to the Six of Cups. All right, so the Six of Pentacles means luck, season and opportunity, efforts rewarded, generosity. That was definitely the vibe I was getting. But then also can mean vanity as well, excess, extravaganza, and so forth. That would be the reverse of it. But yeah, so that's definitely the vibe I got with it, was around the generosity and helping others. So that's cool, right? Anyway, that is the deck review. I know it's kind of a little fumbled through that one, but if you enjoyed it and you like this deck, let me know what you think. My advice to you would be to pick it up. I think it'd be a fun deck to have, and I think that in time it'd be really a wonderful addition to your collection, and also a wonderful addition for you to know how to read with a different system. Anyway, that's all I got, and until next time, I want to see each of you in my next review. All right. Bye, everyone.